Hey y'all, happy Sunday. It's Be a Star Sunday with me, Carlise Burke, with a beautiful, gorgeous background. It is not a virtual background, it's the real deal. Real plants, real trees, real sky, real water from the water feature, which I absolutely love. So I hope it's not too loud. We have a little dog running around. He's trying to get into the house right now, and I think his dad is going to come and open the door and let him in. Sammy. So if you hear Sammy, that's Sammy in the background. Yeah, and it's warm. So my face is shiny, but I've got my water. Stay hydrated, y'all. And I've got my fan, so I may be doing some of this during our video as I look at myself. I just wanted to piggyback on what we were talking about last Sunday. We were talking about gifts, and thank you to all of you who shared your gifts. There was an interior designer. My dear friend Antonio is a major artist. Candace, I don't know if she commented or not, but of course she is a fashionista, a mournista, and a stylista. If I forgot anybody, please forgive me, but go to last week's YouTube, Be a Star Sunday, and people have shared. Oh, a poet popped in and said that she does prose poetry. So maybe she'll share where we can see some of that. But thank you so much for commenting. It's nice to know that people are watching and getting something out of it. And for the people in the back who just watch and don't comment and don't engage, it's fine. You have gifts too. So, piggybacking on gifts, I read another passage this week that talked about we tend to always think that gifted people are born with these gifts and they just share them with the world. We discussed last week where there are many gifted people that don't choose to share their gifts with the world. They just live their lives and they just happen to be gifted. But this passage took gifts to a completely different level, which I am in awe of. They mentioned two young men. One is Stephen Wiltshire of London, and he is an autistic savant. He was born with autism. He didn't speak until he was 5 years old, which is when he was diagnosed with autism. And instead of speaking, he started drawing. And at the age of 5, he was drawing like not only an older child, but almost like an adult. And they call him an autistic savant because he takes helicopter rides over city skylines, over cities. And he doesn't use a camera. He doesn't take any pictures. He memorizes what it looks like just by looking at it. And then he can go home or wherever he chooses to sketch that day and sketch what he saw to the minute detail. It's absolutely incredible. And that is a person that has a gift, like to the nth degree. I don't imagine many people in this world have that kind of a gift. So that is like really, like I said before, I'm in awe of that. And the other person is another young man named Ben Underwood. He's a skateboarder, video games, pillow fighter, a normal, regular teenager, except he's blind. And not only is he blind, he literally does not have any eyes. There was a portion of his video where they show him putting in eyes, which I'm not even at the level where I can watch that at this moment, but maybe one day I will. Both of these people are on YouTube, by the way. You can watch videos about them, Stephen Wiltshire and Ben Underwood. Ben Underwood, the blind teenager, He doesn't use a cane. He doesn't have a seeing eye dog or anything like that. He runs up and down the stairs. If you saw him in the street skateboarding or playing basketball and making the basket, you would just think he was a teenager like every other teenager on the street, except he is totally blind. He uses something called echolocation, which is clicks. And I think because I just researched this a little bit, but I'm going to go deeper. Y'all know how I love research. He used clicks. And I couldn't tell from the video. It didn't look like he had anything in his hands, but I think he clicks with his mouth, with his tongue. And I think maybe he does something like that. But what it does is it sends out an echo, which tells him if things are in his proximity, how far away they are. He runs up and down stairs, not holding on to anything. It's just absolutely amazing. So these are the kind of gifts that they're talking about in this passage. And so I started thinking about people. Well, the question is at the bottom is, what great person would you like to emulate? And the first thing that came to mind, because we were talking about the blind teenager, the blind young man, and art, and artistic, not autistic, but artistic, the artistic gifts of the autistic young man, the first person that came to mind for me was Stevie Wonder. I have always been in awe of the fact that this man is such an amazing musician and can't see. And as far as I know, he's never been able to see. So how can you sit down and play the piano like that if you've never been able to see? And then to play the chords and the notes, to me, that is a person who I completely, as well as others, but in the context of what we're talking about today, the great person I'd like to emulate is Stevie Wonder. Because I sing, and I sing well. I don't sing as well as I'd like to, but I sing well, but I don't always sing on pitch. I know that for a fact. And some singers, some vocal coaches say you hear the note first and then just sing it. But I have to really work hard at that and concentrate, not sing so loud, not push. Sometimes when I hold notes, I tend to do the vibrato because I know I'm looking for the right note. So I would like to work on that with my singing, because Stevie Wonder is totally working with sound and hearing, and Ben Underwood is completely working with sound, the echolocation factor. So then the next question is, can you accept your ability to achieve in your own way what that great person has or does? Can I accept my ability to achieve in my own way what that great person has or does? Well, I would say for me, yes, I would have to just work harder. I'm sure I know that there are pitch exercises that you can practice. I do think that once I start really listening, I do hit the note spot on or closer than before. I'm not tone deaf, but I also don't have perfect pitch. I know how to sell a song, so sometimes even if I'm not, well, I can't say not in the right key. You need to be in the right key with the musicians. But I'm getting better at that. I'm getting much, much better at that. And I have a keyboard, and I could practice more. I can, and I do have the ability to be better with my singing and hitting the notes that I want to hit. So that's all I got. I just wanted to make it short and sweet because it's a little warm out here. Okay, the calla lilies are in bloom again, darling. Oh my God, but it is so beautiful here. I am really I am really grateful for a lot of things. And so my question for y'all that love to participate, and I hope there's more. I hope you're liking and subscribing and sharing and all that kind of stuff that you do on YouTube, because it'll get me in the algorithm and even more people will join us. So here's your questions. What great person would you like to emulate? Can you accept your ability to achieve in your own way what that great person has or does? I cannot wait to see your comments and your answers to these questions. In the meantime, check out Stephen Wiltshire and Ben Underwood. I have so much more to learn about them, but I am in awe. They have extraordinary gifts, and I think you will agree. So have a great week. Be a star where you are.